What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing an evil hero deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck was actually suggested to me by one of my patrons, Destroya. And this deck is an amazing deck because it actually plays my favorite hero monster, Evil Hero Malicious Bane, which is just such an awesome boss monster to put on your side of the field. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description in a single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. And definitely give Destroya some love down in the comments down below for suggesting such an awesome deck. So let's get straight on into this one, guys. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Evil Hero Adusted Gold. This card is a definite 3M deck, and one of the most important cards in the deck because it has the ability to discard this card and then add a Dark Fusion or one card that specifically lists Dark Fusion in its text from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is a great effect to be able to use because it can actually search out your copy of either Dark Fusion or Dark Calling, which is amazing for this card to be able to do to instantly get to those 2 powerhouse cards. We then play 2 copies of Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. This card is amazing as a 2 in the deck because it has the ability to banish this card from your graveyard to special summon an Evil Hero monster from your hand or deck, except another copy of this card, which is a great effect because you can actually summon out your copy of Malicious Edge directly from your deck off this card's effect. We then play 2 copies of Evil Hero Malicious Edge. This card is an awesome boss monster to play in the deck that's super easy to put on your side of the field with your copy of Sinister Necrom, and it actually does piercing damage, which is amazing. This card is great to help you fusion summon into some really powerful fusion monsters, which is why we're playing this card as a 2 of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Elemental Hero Avion, 1 copy of Elemental Hero Bursenatrix, a single copy of Elemental Hero Sparkman, and 1 copy of Elemental Hero Clayman. You play all 4 of the original vanilla Elemental Hero monsters because these cards are awesome in the deck to help you fusion summon into some really incredible fusion monsters and just really cool cards. You actually have to use the vanilla hero monsters to actually fusion summon into some really awesome evil hero monsters, which is just absolutely amazing. You guys know you got to play the alternative artworks for the evil hero deck. We then play 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. This is the best normal summon in any hero deck because when this card is summoned to your side of the field, you actually get to search a hero monster from your deck to your hand. So this card is a great card to summon off your copy of A Hero Lives or just normal summon out to your side of the field and then search out any hero monster that you need. We then play 2 copies of Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. This card is great because it has the ability that if this card touches the graveyard, you actually get to add a hero monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which is a great effect to be able to use in the deck. We then play a single copy of Honest Neos. Honest Neos is just a really good 1-of in the deck because this card has the ability that quick effect you can discard this card, target a hero monster on the field, and it gains 2500 attack until the end of the turn, which can help you OTK your opponent with this deck. We then play a Vision Hero package, which we're going to be playing 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris. This card is amazing as a 3-of deck because it has the ability you can discard 1 other hero monster, special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is normal or special summon, you can place a Vision Hero monster from your deck in your spell and trap card zone as a face-up continuous trap, which is a great effect to be able to use, but it does lock you into hero monsters, but that's fine because that's all we're summoning in this deck pretty much anyways. We then play 2 copies of Increase. 2 Increase is perfect, 1 is just not enough, because if you draw into a copy of Increase, you're not going to be able to use your Vision Hero package anymore because you're not going to have the Vision Hero Increase in the deck. So this card is amazing in the deck because it has a great effect that if this card is in the spell and trap card zone as a continuous trap, you can actually tribute a hero monster on your side of the field, special summon this card, and if it's special summoned from the spell and trap card zone, you can special summon a level 4 lower Vision Hero monster from your deck, which is great to get to your copy of Vion off this card. We then play 2 copies of Vision Hero Vion. Vion is amazing because this card is a walking Foolish Burial and it has the ability, when it's normal or special summon, you can send a hero monster from your deck to the graveyard, which combos extremely well with your copy of your Elemental Hero Shadow Mist to get a search of any hero monster you need, or your Sinister Necrom, which is a great card to be able to put in the graveyard because you can then banish Sinister Necrom and summon out your copy of Malicious Edge to your side of the field. This card also has the ability once per turn, you can banish a hero monster from your graveyard to add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, which is a crazy powerful effect, so we can step into even more fusion plays with this engine. We then play 2 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is really good because you can actually special summon out Dark Gaia using your copy of as Nibiru as basically a fusion material to summon out Dark Gaia, or you can use this card as a great hand trap in the deck to be able to crack your opponent's board. This card is great in the deck as a 2-of, but I don't feel like you need any more than 2 copies of this card in this build. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Rhoda. Rhoda's really good because it helps you search out your hero monsters from the deck. But some of your cards in the deck, like your evil heroes, are actually fiend monsters, so you have to kind of look which hero monster you're searching off this card. We then play a single copy of Dark Fusion. Dark Fusion is an incredible fusion spell that fusion summons a fiend fusion monster from your X deck using monsters from your hand or field's fusion material, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn, giving you a little bit of protection. This card is great as a 1-of in the deck, but it's just a really good fusion spell to play in this build. We then play 2 copies of Dark Calling. Dark Calling is really good as a 2-of in this deck because this card has a great effect. You can actually fusion summon a fusion monster from your X deck that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion by banishing the fusion materials listed on it from your hand and or graveyard, and it is treated as a fusion summon with Dark Fusion, which is a really great effect to be able to use with this card because it actually helps you get out your copy of Malicious Bane extremely easily by using the materials from the graveyard. This card is the best way to actually summon out your evil hero fusion monsters, and it's an incredible 2-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Polymerization. Polymerization is searchable off of Vion, which is why we're just playing a single copy in the deck. We then play a single copy of Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion is also a really good 1-of in the deck that you can get to extremely easily off your copy of Sunriser. And this card is great because it can actually help you step into cards like Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, which is a great monster to be able to make in this deck. We then play a single copy of Supreme King's Castle. This card is a great 1-of in the deck, and this card just has an incredible effect that you can fusion summon fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion with effects other than Dark Fusion, which makes this card searchable off your copy of a Dusted Gold as well, which is why I just play a single copy in the deck. It also has the ability once per turn during damage calculation, if your Fiend Fusion monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send an evil hero monster from your deck or X deck to the graveyard, and your monster gains attack equal to the level of that monster sent to the graveyard times 200, which can help you OTK your opponent a little bit easier by making your evil heroes even bigger. We then play 3 copies of E-Emergency Call. E-Emergency Call is really good in the deck because it helps you search out the cards that you want to be able to fusion summon in some really good cards, or even just search out Stratos from the deck if you haven't used your normal summon, to then normal summon out your copy of Stratos to your side of the field, and then be able to summon out some really good cards by searching cards off of Stratos' effect. But this card is great because it can grab any of your elemental hero monsters that you want from your deck to your hand. We then play 3 copies of A Hero Lives. A Hero Lives is definitely a 3-of in the deck because you pay half your life points to be able to special summon out a level 4 lower elemental hero monster from your deck, which usually you're going to summon off your copy of Stratos to get an additional search, and this card is just really good in the deck as a 3-of. We then play 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Super Polymerization is amazing because the Supreme King himself originally used this card, so it's just a really crazy powerful fusion spell to help you fuse your opponent's monsters away to make some really powerful boss monsters while also outing your opponent's field. This card is a great 3-of in the deck, and it's just super nostalgic to play Super Polymerization in an evil hero deck. So that's it for the spells, guys, and the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with 2 copies of Malicious Bane, my favorite hero fusion monster. And definitely comment down below what your favorite fusion monster that's a hero monster is down in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. But this card is great as a boss monster because it just takes an evil hero monster plus a level 5 or higher monster, which is insane how easy it is to be able to make this card. This card has an awesome fact that it must be fusion summoned with Dark Fusion and cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. And during your main phase, phase, you can destroy all monsters that your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's. Also, this card gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way. Also, this card has the ability that also cannot declare an attack for the rest of the turn except with hero monsters the turn you activate that effect, which is a great effect to be able to use with this card. We then play a single copy of Malicious Fiend. This card is very easy to play in the deck now that I put in a second copy of Malicious Edge. This card is super easy to put on your side of the field, and it's a really big boss monster that you can put on the field. This card ends games, and it's just a really awesome card because during your opponent's battle phase, all monsters that they control are changed to face-up attack position, and each monster that they control must attack this card, making your opponent attack into this 3,500 attack point boss monster. We then play a single copy of Dark Gaia. This card is great because it does have the ability to fusion summon a Fiend monster plus a Rock monster, which can be your copy of Nibiru, into this card, and this card actually gains the original attack of the monsters that were used to fusion summon this card out to your side of the field, which is just absolutely amazing how easy it is to put this card on the field. And when this card declares an attack, you can change all defense position monsters that your opponent controls to face-up attack position, and flip effects are not activated when they're flipped face up, which is a really good effect to help you OTK your opponent. We then play a single copy of Inferno Wing. Inferno Wing is basically the evil hero version of Flame Wingman. This card is great to be able to put on your side of the field, and it's just a really good boss monster to be able to make in this deck. We then play a single copy of Lightning Golem. Lightning Golem is very easy to make in the deck, and a really good boss monster to play in this deck, because we're playing Sparkman and Clayman in this deck, and has the ability once per turn, you can destroy one monster on the field, which is a great effect to be able to use just to pop a monster on the field. We then play a single copy of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. This card is awesome to be able to make with Miracle Fusion, because at the end of your combo, you're going to have a bunch of monsters in the graveyard, and you can actually use a lot of them in the graveyard to be able to make this card. And it has a great effect that it just takes an Elemental Hero Fusion monster plus a Warrior monster to make this card, and it must be Fusion Summoned and gains 300 attack for each material used to summon this card. And this card can make a number of attacks on monsters each battle phase up to the number of monsters used to Fusion Summon out this card that were Fusion monsters, which is really good to be able to do because you can actually put multiple Fusion monsters in this card to be able to OTK. And after damage calculation, if this card battles a monster, destroy that monster. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack, which is the same effect that your copy of Wingman actually had. And if this Fusion Summon card is destroyed, you get to special summon a Warrior monster from your hand or deck, which is a pretty good effect just to instantly get a monster on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Sunriser. This card is incredible as a one of the deck, because it actually can search out your copy of Miracle Fusion on summon, so this card is a definite one of in the build. We then play a single copy of The Shining. The Shining is great to be able to summon out with Super Polymerization, and also using a light monster, it makes it super easy to put on the field. We then play a single copy of Escarado. Escarado is also a good monster to play in the deck, so just plus any Elemental Hero monster plus a Dark monster makes this card, making it a great Super Poly target. We then play a single copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is also a great Super Poly target in the deck, and one copy of Garua to round out the fusion monsters. This card is great to be able to make in the deck because it's so easy to put Garua on your side of the field, and it's one of the best Super Poly targets ever made outside of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. We then play a single copy of Dread Decimator. Dread Decimator is great in this deck because this card, and also any other hero monster this card points to, gains 100 attack for each hero monster with different names in your graveyard, which can make your heroes absolutely massive. And this card also does piercing damage, which is just great. We then play a single copy of Wonder Driver because this card helps you recover your fusion spells, which is really good in the deck. And then finally a single copy of Infernal Devicer, which makes the deck work extremely well. This card has a great ability. If it's Link Summon, you can reveal a hero fusion monster in your X check, and if you add 2 of the materials listed on that card with different names from your deck to your hand, which is great because you can actually reveal your copy of your Lightning Golem and add your copy of Sparkman and your copy of Clayman to hand, or you can reveal your copy of Inferno Wing to be able to add your Avian or Percentrix to your hand, which is just absolutely amazing. I love that about this card, and it's just really an awesome card to be able to incorporate into your combos in this deck because it's going to get you a +2, which is just amazing. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Evil Hero before, you should definitely give this deck a try, and comment down below what your favorite fusion hero monster is down in the comments down below. My favorite is actually going to be Malicious Bane because it's just such an awesome boss monster in this deck. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.